Meyer is a legend with mysterious powers and a magical past. And when a family's in trouble...
I'm totally fine.
I guess that means he's not totally fine.
The one person who needs him most...
I didn't know that you took out another mortgage on the house.
...is about to unlock his secret.
Please take care of Herbie. Whatever your problem, he'll help you find the answer. Great fortune cookie on wheels.
On June 24th,
What's going on?
Herbie's magic will be unleashed on the world.
Let's get more horsepower than I expected.
He's stronger.
I'm gonna wipe that bug off my windshield!
That's harsh.
He's faster.
Let's race.
Come on, Herbie. Wow.
He's Herbier.
Welcome to day 26 of Michael Keaton Month, where I'll be reviewing all the movies that Michael Keaton has appeared in. Today is going to be a automobile-themed double bill. The first movie is Herbie Fully Loaded, which was released on the 22nd of June 2005. One of the taglines was "Start Your Engines." And it's basically a reboot of the classic Herbie series from the 60s and 70s that started with the movie The Love Bug in 1968. And it had been many years since a movie had been made in that series, and they decided to reboot it with Lindsay Lohan. I was not looking forward to watching this movie. I mean, look at the poster. Oh God! Just look at that. That just says it all, doesn't it? Ugh, get it away! Get it away! Ugh, okay. Not looking forward to watching this movie. And I liked it. Yes, I actually liked Herbie Fully Loaded. I enjoyed it. What can I say? I mean, I'll even go out on a limb and say, you know, Lindsay Lohan used to be good. I actually enjoyed the movie she did called The Parent Trap. I know it was a remake, but I really enjoyed that movie when I was younger. And I thought she was great in it, playing those two roles. But it just seems like her career just kind of went up and then all the way down. And, well, I guess she's making enough money to you know, fuel her coke addiction. Well, she's not. Apparently, she's reformed now. She's been clean for a long time. However long that'll last, who knows? But Lindsay Lohan is really just a kind of a car crash Hollywood story, in my opinion, which is applicable to Herbie Fully Loaded, in which she plays Maggie Payton, who is the daughter of Ray Payton Sr., played by Michael Keaton. He has a son also called Ray Payton Jr., and he's played by Breckin Meyer. And they're a racing family. You know, Michael Keaton's father was like a legendary racer, and you know he's got a race team going, but you know he's struggling. His sponsors are dropping him and stuff. And Maggie, you know, she's out of the racing. She used to do street racing when she was a kid, and she crashed. And Ray doesn't want to do it anymore, and he doesn't want to see her doing that kind of thing. So she's off to move away from home to study journalism or something. Or not study, but to have a job in journalism, something like that. And she kind of gets drawn into this kind of racing world because she's getting a car from her dad, and she picks Herbie. She's not happy with that decision, but she goes with it anyway. She meets an old childhood friend of hers, played by Justin Long, bit of a love interest there, and they both get interested in Herbie because Herbie is this car who has a life of his own and is actually a living character within the movie. And if you've seen the Herbie movies, then you've seen the Herbie movies. If you haven't, I can't really explain it much more in any detail without just waffling on for ages. And you know, it's a car that's alive basically. And in this movie, you know, we get the headlights, they blink like eyes, the bumper smiles like a mouth, and we can see through Herbie's eyes what he sees and stuff like that. Now, I thought Herbie was really well done in this movie. They actually used some practical effects for it, which I thought was really great, and it looked awesome. Couple of moments where they just went way too far with it. Super CGI bullshit, just hot garbage like looking special effects. It's just like, oh my god, you know, they just took it too far. There's a scene where like the villain in the movie played by Matt Dillon. I forget the character's name, but he's this big hotshot racer who, you know, Maggie's kind of having this kind of feud with, and she's going to race him. She beats him in the beginning of the movie, then she's got to beat him near the end of the movie, and you know, he's looking at Herbie. He's like, "Something wrong with this? Something up with this car?" Then he turns around, and then the car just literally just deassembles completely and just goes like, or something like that. Just really absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it was stupid, and it just looked awful as well. Keaton was good in the movie. There's actually a nice scene just before she's about to go and do this big race, and he doesn't want her to do it. And she says, "Why don't you want me to do it? You know, why won't you let me do it?" And he's like, "Because you look exactly like your mum used to. And I don't want to lose her all over again." And I thought it was a great line and delivered well. And I thought that's pretty cool. Overall, this movie's just a fun movie. Love the music, great soundtrack to it. They kind of they use some of the kind of 60s kind of sensibility and theme, I guess, and tone in like transitions throughout the movie, and again the music. And just had a kind of retro feel, which was kind of cool. But you know, it's a Disney movie. It's for kids, and I just thought it was enjoyable all around. You know, predictable, but you know, it was alright. I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. And this was just before, you know, Lindsay Lohan kind of just went way off the rails. So some trivia about the movie before we move on to the second one. The director Angela Robinson said in the commentary that she purposely left hidden crew equipment and cheap camera tricks in the film to give Herbie fans something to look for that was fun. And also just to simply aggravate her editor, who practically begged her to fix the problems before the film was released. I don't really understand that. Maybe if I listened to the commentary and just kind of deciphered what kind of tone of voice she was using there. I don't know if that's a joke or what. Don't know why it's listed in the trivia. It just seems a bit weird to kind of leave mistakes in the movie for a bit of a laugh. Although if that's the case, then awesome. I think that's brilliant. For the film's June 19th, 2005 sneak preview screening, Disney offered free tickets to anyone named Herbert or any name derived from that, Herbie, etc. That's pretty funny and cool. And now this one, I don't know to believe this. It says, before release, Disney decided that Lindsay Lohan was a bit too busty for the image they wanted for the film, and used digital techniques to reduce her breast size. Don't know if that's true, but we have seen, you know, cases of this in the past in terms of posters and stuff. I don't know if that means in the actual movie though. That would be ridiculous if that was the case. Anyway, Herbie, not so bad. You know, it was okay. And I'd watch it again. It was a fun movie. Next movie is Cars, another movie in the Pixar canon. You know, just Pixar are fantastic. I'm a big fan of Pixar. I love their movies. Cars is way down the bottom of the list. You know, it's no Toy Story, it's no Up, it's no Wall-E, it's no Monsters Inc. You know, it's no Incredibles, it's no Toy Story 3. But it is very good, and I do enjoy it a lot. It's about these cars who are literally just cars. They got eyes and mouths, and that's all that there is in the world. And it is the world, but with cars. And so there's a racing car named Lightning McQueen, voiced by Owen Wilson. He's the new car on the block. You know, he's getting some fame and notoriety. He's a bit cocky with it. He loves the cameras. He loves the fame and the fortune. And he gets kind of screwed over in the film when he's being taken to another race. And he ends up in the middle of nowhere on Route 66, and he destroys this road in this small little town that kind of has seen better days. And so he's forced by the police there, who again are just cars, to rebuild the road. And he finds friends there and learns a bit of kind of humility. And you know, there's a good message to the story. And he goes back to kind of you know, win this Piston Cup, because there was a three-way tie at the beginning of the movie. Just the racing scenes are fantastic. The animation is beautiful. Especially when you get out to like Route 66, just some amazing landscapes, some funny characters, and overall just brilliant. Michael Keaton plays a car called Chick Hicks. He's kind of the car he's one of the three cars in the final Piston Cup race, and he's the car who never kind of won the big one. He's always second or third, so he's got something to prove. He's a bit of a cocky bastard as well, and Keaton plays him brilliantly. He's not in the movie that much, but I really enjoyed his take on it. In fact, after Porco Rosso, the 2003 English dub, this is the second movie that he's lent his voice to in terms of you know, being a voice actor. So he's kind of dipping his toes in it again after a couple of years. So it's good to see, and yeah, I enjoyed him in the movie. It was cool. Cars, you know, there's not too much to say about it really, because it's one of those movies that not many people love, you know, as much as the other Pixar movies. There's far many more that you can kind of get excited about and talk about. I'll always think of Cars, or Cars will always make me think about my little brother, because when he was around 1-2 years old, Cars came out, and so he was a big fan of it. And I don't know if he is now. He's about, I don't know, he's grown up a bit now, but I'm sure he still likes it. But it just reminds me of when he was young and stuff, and so that's a nice kind of warm memory to have that's affiliated with the film whenever I see it. So yeah, that's Cars. Again, what more can I add to it really? It came out on the 28th of July 2006. The tagline was It's got that new movie smell. One of the taglines, might I add. These taglines are always like one of the many taglines that movies have. Trivia. Well, you wanted to talk about some Cars trivia? This is the trivia for Cars. It's Pixar. There's always going to be a lot of trivia. Look at that! Look at it. It doesn't end. I'd be here for an hour reading all that to you. Ridiculous. There's just too much to even begin to get into. But the one I'll mention is the one I love, is that in most Pixar movies you will see the Pizza Planet truck from Toy Story. It's always hidden somewhere in one of the movies. I don't know if they've carried that on since, especially with Brave, because that wouldn't work at all. But I know that most of them have the Pizza Planet truck in it, which is awesome. I love looking out for it. I don't know how I didn't notice it in Bug's Life, because Bug's Life is one of my favourite Pixar movies, and it's very prominent in that movie. Well, not prominent, but it's not hidden in the background. It's in this one scene. Anyway, Herbie Fully Loaded, Cars, two fun movies. Cars obviously far superior to Herbie Fully Loaded. Herbie Fully Loaded could have been almost a classic kids movie if they hadn't done too much CGI. But I enjoyed everyone in that movie. I enjoyed the story. It wasn't much to it, you know. It was just fun, and yeah. That's it really. I'm glad that it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Tomorrow we got two kind of drama movies to talk about, two independent movies that Keaton did. And I hope you stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
But truthfully, what you really fall in love with is the, well, I personally want to live in Radiator Springs. I mean, I'd be quite happy just settling down in Radiator Springs. I just love it there. It's so great. That's the heart of the picture, really. I think people will discover is, you know, the town and that whole storyline.
What are you gonna do about it? What am I gonna do about it? I'll hit you so hard, I'll kill him.